Welcome to the Sexy Freedom Media Podcast, a place to discuss pain, passion, and pursuits.
I want to feel alive.
Breathe.
Make some moves.
Protect the throne. This is Sexy Freedom Media Podcast.
Welcome to the Sexy Freedom Media Podcast. It's your host, Helen Edwards-Ann.
January, Liddell. Aloha.
So today's kind of a surprise for January because I just kind of sprung on the title or the subject we're going to talk about, and it is called Becoming Mythical-lish. And I'm going to just explain it here what mythical is. Mythical is a reference to something about like legendary. It's kind of folky, folk tales. Think of like a unicorn. Okay, a unicorn's kind of mythical.
Mermaid. Like a mermaid?
Mermaid, right. So what does that mean for us as human beings? Well, we're going to tap in and just have a little fun. We might say some off the wall stuff because this was sprung on us, but mythical. So I posted in my Facebook little bubble and I said the word of the day is mythical-lish. And I was thinking about that, like, how am I mythical? How am I mythical-lish? Where is my mythical-lishness? Like, what can I tap into and say, whoa, that's actually pretty legendary, pretty unicornish. What do you think, like, one of your biggest traits is to being a mythical being?
Oh my goodness, a mythical being. Okay, so I'm going to take it back to when I was younger, because when I was younger, I always believed in mermaids. Hence why I said mermaids, because I feel like mermaids are just so amazing. They're just so free and they can do all sorts of tricks. And if I was to tap into my mythical-lishness, it would be I'm a mermaid. I'm a mermaid. And the reason I say mermaid is because I love the water. There's something about the ocean that just suits me. And I feel like I'm in my element when I'm in the water. So when I think of a mythical-lishness and my own uniqueness, I believe I am a mermaid. How about you?
I could see you as a mermaid. For some reason, I want to get a cartoon drawn of you. January as a mermaid.
Okay, wait. I have to say, hashtag aligned. I literally just talked to my illustrator last night to create me into a cartoon. That's why I thought it was so crazy you said that. Hashtag aligned.
Okay, what you just said. Oh, the hashtag aligned again. Okay, so the reason why January and I say hashtag aligned all the time is that's the phrase when you're aligned with your friend or somebody like consistently, and we're always aligned. It's so wild. My mom used to say it all the time. Hashtag aligned. That was like her, the verbiage she took on for getting into like the youth verbiage. She was so cute. Anyways, so yes, what's interesting about you mentioning telling your illustrator you want to make you into a cartoon is that's one of the things that came to my mind when I asked myself that question. Like, how am I mythical-lish? And I was like, I wrote a book. I wrote a book, and in that book, Nothing Sexier Than Freedom, I talk about my life. This book is going to live after me, after I'm gone. This book is going to still be available to people to read about my story. And there's parts of it that I sound pretty freaking mythical. So I was just like, okay, there we go. There it is. And I'm writing a second book. So I'm writing the sequel to Nothing Sexier Than Freedom. Drum roll. I don't think I've even shared the title, but the title is What's Sexier Than Freedom? And I mean, it just plays off so well, right? What's sexier than freedom? Nothing sexier than freedom. So that's so mythical. There's so many beautiful words to attribute to what's mythical. I love that they're going to turn you into a cartoon. I'm like, hell yeah. Okay, so I got to tell you something, January. I went to Costa Rica recently, and I'm not a beach person. I'm a mountain person. You know, beach or mountains, I'm mountain. And it turns out that actually the group I was with, the majority of us were not beach people. So we actually didn't spend a whole lot of time at the beach. But there is something I planned before I even went there. I wanted to do a photo shoot. And in my vision, I've been wanting to do a photo shoot in Costa Rica for like years. But when I had planned it originally in my vision book, I foresaw it as me being a yogi and doing all these amazing, beautiful yogi poses on the beach and, all those kind of amazing things. That didn't happen. Well, I said yes to myself. So I did a January month of yes, and now I'm on my February month of yes. But for January, I did this photo shoot and I said yes to doing a partial photo shoot on the beach. We did a sunrise photo shoot. And then we did a photo shoot in our Airbnb, which was a beautiful Airbnb. Well, my friend Melissa ended up doing it with me, and she's so awesome because I was like, we're gonna get in our bathing suits and we're gonna at least have a few shots in our bathing suits. We're over 40 and we're freaking awesome. Like, let's embrace this moment where our body's at now. Sure, we want to work out, and sure, we were like, oh man, we need to lose weight. Of course, we're gonna be our worst critic and also our the person who analyzes where we're at in life, right? But for that moment, I felt mythical on the beach because I was in a swimsuit doing a photo shoot and it was completely out of my element. So I really had to tap into a different part of myself to embrace that mythical creature in myself. So I'm just really proud and I just had to share that.
I'm so proud of you. Congratulations for just being you and being free. Hello. Our whole podcast is about sexy freedom media podcast. And when we talk about freedom, Helen, you are the epitome of freedom because you do whatever it is that makes you happy. So, yay for you. I love it. So I was researching mythical because I'm like, gosh, what does this mean? So, fairies. Fairies is another mythical being. Unicorns, like you said, mythical beings. And so fairies, when I was younger, I was thinking about fairies. I created a story about fairies, and I believed in them. To some degree, I still believe in them. To some degree, I'm like, there has to be little fairies underneath mushrooms or who live in like the forest. And I think being mythical in a sense of like how we are as our 40s is whatever our imagination is. So for you, Helen, your imagination back in the day, you put in your vision board, you're like, I want to do a photo shoot in Costa Rica. You made that, you made your imagination come to life. So yes, it's a mythical essence, but girl, that's reality. You drop, you did it.
And then you got to say to yourself like this may have not turned out exactly how I imagined it, but it turned out. Like you said, you reminded me of something from when I was little, and I actually wrote this in my book. I remember telling my cousin when I was really young, I was digging a hole. This is one of my most vivid memories. I was digging a hole and I was planting seeds in there. And I told her, I need to tell you a secret. And she was like, what? And I said, I'm really an angel. And in that moment, for some reason, as a kid, I really thought in that moment of life, I was an angel. I was a human angel, like as if I was reincarnated to be a human because I had these skills that nobody else had. I really believed that. And I think the skills that I believed I had was I had the power to make things grow. Like I told you, I was planting a seed. I had the ability to heal people. I thought these things. I thought I was a mythical angel at that time. And you're talking about like fairies, and there's a lot of people who believe in fairies and witches and good witches. And there's even mythical dinosaurs or transformers, when things that we were raised on, Care Bears, girl, Care Bears. I was raised with the Care Bears, and I really believed there was an energy of Care Bear energy that existed in this world somehow, somewhere.
Oh my, no, that's true. I actually agree with that. I agree with that because I feel like we each have, and Care Bears was all about either love, grumpiness, shyness, cheerfulness, all of these different things. I believe we are all Care Bears. We all are, we have our inner Care Bear inside that like shines our light, and that's our essence coming out of us. So absolutely. We are Care Bears. I agree. I believe in that.
When I first started my business and I first wrote my book, I actually had somebody on Fiverr make me a Care Bear that says nothing sexier than freedom on the belly. And the Care Bear is wearing a leather jacket because I was really into like leather jackets back then. I still am. I just got to find one that fits me. It's been hard. Um, just more searching, more shopping. But this is something interesting that happened, and I'm going to actually invite many of you who are 35 and older to do this. What was your favorite show when you were younger? Do you have a memory of a show or a movie you watched that was somewhat magical or mythical? Because I'm telling you, something happened to me. Me and Rob, for some reason, actually, it was Rob's idea, decided to put on the 1930s version of, oh, what was it called? Wizard of Oz. And I'm like, okay, I'll watch it. I mean, it was nighttime. We were trying to fall asleep. So he puts it on. And I kid you not, all of a sudden I had these memories come back of that was one of my favorite movies. I don't remember the exact age, but it was definitely before 10 years old. And I remember my dad bought it for my birthday in the back of somebody's car. Like I remember them lifting up the back of the car and there was a bootleg version in in a video format, the bubble format. And I was like, that one, it was for my birthday, and I don't know which one, but I remember it was one of my favorite movies. I'd watch it over and over and over and over again. Now, mind you, I haven't seen Wicked yet, but I know it's got something to do with The Wizard of Oz. But this is what happened. I started watching this 1930s version of it. And the craziest thing was there's like a spokeswheel in there. She lives like on a farm. She has like this beautiful like space, and there's even the gate to the T is my house. It's my house that I live in. Like the yard, everything is like my house. I was like, "Oh my gosh, did I manifest this through my younger years? Did I manifest this idea of me living in a place that was like kind of secluded? I have this beautiful view, the yard, the wheel, like everything was like exact." And I was like, did I, when you're younger, you're manifesting the life you live and you're kind of reconstructing it as you get older. Like, oh, I kind of still want this, but I want it a little bit like this now. So it's almost like you are designing your life from a younger age that you don't really know. So I guess I'm trying to say, like, go back into time and start reviewing the shows you used to watch, because I guarantee there might be something in there that you have in your life today that you manifested without realizing it as a child.
That is so interesting. I just got goosebumps. I got chicken skin because I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. That's crazy because I can see it. I can see that now when I put your house and Wizard of Oz together, I'm like, oh, because I haven't seen the whole house, but I've seen parts of it, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, it may have been subconsciously in your mind that that was something that you really wanted. And hello, here it is. Yeah, so I believe in imagining something and really putting your focus on it and it coming true. That has happened for me as well. Okay, so crazy thing. Okay, this was last night. Okay, last night. My daughter and I were at Target and we are trying to buy something for my husband for Valentine's Day, and it was a shirt. It's a Bob Marley shirt, okay? Because he loves Bob Marley. And I said, "Oh, I gotta get this shirt." However, it wasn't in his size. Well, we got in the car. We're on our way to pick up my son from hockey. We're going home, and my son decides to play something on Spotify. Well, when he plays it on Spotify, Bob Marley comes on, and I'm like, "Wait, how?" That's weird because I wasn't playing Bob Marley. So I was playing my I love my 90s hip hop. That was my playlist that I was playing. And so for it to like come true, I'm like tripping out. And I checked my husband. I'm like, "Were you listening to Bob Marley?" Because we share the same Spotify. And he's like, "No." I'm like, "That is strange." So okay, so back to your question. My favorite movie, there's two. I loved Shira and I loved Gem. Oh wait, and I love Thundercats. So there's like the three that I really, and of course I love Care Bears. I mean, I can't go wrong with Care Bears, but Shira, Gem, and Thundercats and Care Bears. Those are my four favorite. And I mean, till this day, I love singing. So I love, like, I wish I could just be out and like turn into like Jem with my pink hair, and like be this different persona. You
You
can
know
be if you
what, January,
want.
you are. You are, Jim, because look at all your posts that you
Mm,
post. You're so involved with like your family. We talked about this on one of our episodes, just the matching of the outfits, but you do like crazy hair day with your daughter. You're always doing all these fun activities. You change up your style like probably more than anybody I know with all of the activities you do. You really are Jem. It's your Gem with a J.
hey,
It's
now
pretty wild.
all I need is my pink hair. So once I get my pink hair, I'm like, truly Jem. It's truly outrageous.
You should get one of those fake like pink strands and just wear it for a day and see how and get the like star earrings and see how you feel. Just be like, yeah, I'm embracing
I
my
want
inner Gem.
I want to go watch Gem now. That's gonna be my next thing to do list for today is watch my Gem and my Shira.
Mm. It just makes my life a lot more fun. I was thinking about that today too. Like, I love embracing my playful side, and not every day I wake up and I'm like, oh, my focus today is to be playful. No, it's more like, okay, goals, dreams, business. What can I do? Where are the action steps to get me further towards my goals? But then some days I wake up like today, and I'm just like, playful Helen is here. I want to have fun. Even in my workout, I'm like, you could do this, just like think how big your booty's gonna get stacked, girl, just like I say all the most ridiculous things to myself to make myself laugh and say, don't take life too seriously, because like they say, none of us are getting out of it alive.
Oh, it's very important to laugh at least once every day. I agree. And the playfulness, I mean, playfulness is just, I feel it's important to be playful. As adults, we forget. We forget sometimes, that we gotta nurture that inner child in us and be able to just have fun. I mean, life is so short, seriously. Like there are moments, especially when you're like mid 40s, they're like, we're like nearing half century. All sorts of things. And it's like, it's boring. Okay, for me, it's boring to not have fun. It's boring for me to just like do work and do whatever, like the mundane things at home and right? Like, I want to go have fun. I want to go do something that's going to, like, for me, roller skating. I love roller skating. Roller skating is so much fun for me, and it reminds me of my childhood, and just trying something new. I think when you're younger, you're so free to try something new. When you're older, you're like, I might fall on my ass and I might hurt myself. And there's all these things that we're thinking of. So what do I do? Okay, look, here's another thing. I really wanted like wrist pads and elbow pads and a helmet because I was skating out in the parking lot. And I usually skate in a rink. In a rink, I can hold on to the walls, I can hold on to something, but when you're out in a parking lot that has nothing, there's no walls, it's like, so no lie, I was scared. No lie, I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna fall. But this lady was like, you can have my stuff. That was the nicest thing. She gave me her knee pads, her elbow pads, and all that. Once I put that on, I was like, hell yeah, let's go. So then I felt so confident. I'm like, the only thing I need is butt pads. So I did. I ordered myself some butt pads.
Did you see the turtle butt pad? There's like a turtle shell you can put on. It's a butt pad for people. I saw it on a TikTok video. I swear I saw a turtle pad because I was like, I need that for my. It's for your like back and your butt if you're roller skating.
I need that in my life. I gotta go check that out. Yes, because old people, it's really bad if you fall when you're this old.
I think that's why I like fantasy movies. I love fantasy movies because I like the idea of something being mythical and magical and something anybody who has superpowers. I love. I love all the Marvel movies. I love all the DC movies. And I just got done watching Avatar: The Last Airbender for the second time. It just season one, and it's the one with the real life action. So when my son was younger, he got me into Avatar: The Last Airbender, the cartoon, the what is it called? The cartoon ones.
Animation,
Animation, yeah,
anime.
anime. So that was my first introduction to anime, and I loved it. I mean, we binged watched it together, it was so good. And then when they came out with the actual, this newer version of the live action, oh my God, I love it. I can watch it over and over again. Aang is like one of my favorite characters because he's young at heart, he's playful, but he's also serious at times. He springs back. I love the spring back of just fun, playful, but also let's get serious. Let's make something happen for the good.
Girl, I remember us talking about Avatar, and we were talking about two different avatars. You were talking about the Airbender, and I was talking about Avatar, the blue giant people. Um,
I love that movie too. That's also one of my favorite ones, and I still haven't seen the second one, but yes, I love that one.
okay, look, so Avatar is also very mythical, right? It's mythical. So I was able to, in Disney World, ride the Flight of Pandora, and the Flight of Pandora takes you to Pandora. And I loved it because I was riding the Banshee. Man, okay. Now we're talking mythical. I believed in the Banshee. I was like, oh, the Banshee's real and I want to ride it. So I did write it. I wrote it, and it was the most amazing 4D experience because I can smell it. The water was splashing in my face. The
Oh
wind
my
was.
God, January, you're like one of the funnest moms ever. You do all the fun, crazy things with your kids and you enjoy it at the same time. I love your description of this. I want to ride a banshee. What, Rob, I need you put on this banshee outfit.
Please take a picture because I want to see that. You know what? We should all go to
Girl,
Disney
I don't
World.
think you want to see that. Dun, dun, dun.
Okay. That's another show for another time. Okay, mythical. Okay, man, when she told me this morning, she was like, "We're going to talk about mythical-lish." I'm like, "Mythical-lish? What is that? What does that entail?" And then as we're talking on this podcast, it reminds me of my childhood and all the things that I dream of. I mean, just last week I was thinking when I was a child, I used to dream of flying. And obviously flying is a very mythical thing, right? But I dreamt of flying and I dreamt of just like doing like loop-de-loops and like just flying all over the place. And yeah, it was such a great experience in my dream. I mean, I would love to experience it now if I had the power to. What do you
Okay,
think?
so this is a great wrap up then. I love that you said that because superpowers when we were younger or even older, like what superpower would you love to have? And how can you turn this reality or turn your superpower into a reality into your life now? So if, for example, you've always wanted to fly, and let's say flying is your superpower that you like to choose. Technically, you already turned it into a reality by going on the Banshee and flying. So ask yourself and to our audience, which superpower or superpowers would you love to have? And how can you turn them into your reality, into your life now? And in which ways? And how can that make you grow as a person or have more fun or be more playful or love yourself even stronger?
Oh my gosh, I love that question, Helen. I'm going to challenge our listeners and our audience to think about that. Post it in the Sexy, Soul, Successful, and Soul Fed Facebook group. Post it there. Helen, hopefully we'll put something out there and we'll put what superpower would you like to have? And how is that manifesting or being real, actual in reality, real life, having being true as we speak? And I'm going to challenge you even more because everyone should know about ChatGPT. Come on, everyone knows about ChatGPT, right? So once you figure out the superpower that you like and how it is in real life, I challenge you to create an image, of yourself and post it because I want to see. And all you got to do is use ChatGPT. It's like that. It's so simple. All right, that's our challenge for you.
Yes, I love it. I love it. We're going to wrap it up with that. This is more of a shorter one, so that way you can get your quick bite of January and Helen, Sexy Freedom Media podcast. Like January said, check out our women's group, Sexy, Successful, and Soul Fed on Facebook group. It is the bomb.com. Okay, you want to be there, especially join us for the rest of this month. We've got some great guests coming on, and we're also going to be doing a Galentine's Day special that January didn't know about, but I just told her. It's always a good time with each other. So, all right, January, where can they find you?
You can find me at January Liddell, Liddell.com. You can also find me on Anchored Financial LLC, both on Facebook and Instagram. I did write a book about financial literacy. This is for children's ages 4 to 12, and it's called Alina the Super Saver. And so Helen is just finding this out now. The new book, Dynamo Spending Spree, is in production, and I'm hoping by the end of February or beginning of March, it'll be ready to publish. So, Helen, where can we find you?
So exciting. All right, you can find me Hell of a Journey. That's HELOFJOURNEY on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. Just add the number 1. And go get my book, Nothing Sexier Than Freedom. This is the first print. It's still available on Amazon. I have a new edition coming out later this year. So you definitely want to get this original version because it will no longer be available once the new book comes out and the sequel. So follow my journey. We appreciate you. Please leave a review or share this episode. It helps our podcast grow. It helps our listeners find us, and we appreciate you. If you want to support our show, you can send us a Venmo or you can buy us a coffee. So thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
Want to hear more?
Visit us at sexyfreedommedia.com.